Speaking of piecing things together, congrats to Brett Veach, GM of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Although their team is 0-1 after a loss to the brand new Lions on opening night last Thursday, they are now in retention of a man who is going to go on and try to win the Defensive Player of the Year. And although Chris Jones was in the building for Banner Night, which we found to be a bit odd, in the front row of a suite next to the Katz brothers, he was not on the team because he was not happy. He wanted a raise, is what he told people. People told him, "You're being selfish. Get back out there for the good of your brothers." Patrick Mahomes isn't taking the most amount of money. He's the best in the game. Travis Kelce isn't taking the most amount of money. He's the best in the game. Stop being selfish, Chris Jones. And Chris Jones said, "Hey, I'm asking for a raise. Get off my back." Get off my back. He said, "I'll do this until week 8. Now, that would get it pretty expensive is what everybody said, but we assumed in negotiations they'd be able to make up for it. They have. They have agreed to a 1-year restructure of their contract. The Chiefs in D-tackle, Chris Jones, have agreed to terms on a 1-year deal done by the Katz brothers in their sports. New details for Chris Jones' deal. This is from Mike Florio. Base salary, the same, minus lost game check. $1 million for 35% playing time. Another $1 million for 50% playing time, $1.25 million for 10 sacks, another 5. Do we have Field Yates' tweet? I sent it in as a picture. Let's go ahead and grab it. Field Yates breaks this thing down in a very easy manner. Basically, his max earning for this upcoming year was $21.25 million. This year, it's $23.15 million. They did add something in where he has to play like 35% of the snaps. He'll make up for the money that he has been fined for holding out of this entire thing. Basically, $2 million more dollars are available for Chris Jones, and he's only playing one less game, and he's back. Feels like they went and shook their hands, got a deal done. Congrats to them, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, congrats to all sides. And I guess Chris Jones, people can claim like, oh, the holdout didn't work or whatever. He only gets $1.5–2 million more possibly. But, I mean, I don't know. Chris Jones let the team know he values himself at a certain level, and they better come to that level at some point. But I think he also probably realized they probably got stuck where we got to do something so I can get back on the field.
Put that, yeah. The math on a Chris Jones situation, under his prior deal, he was due $19.5 million with a $500,000 workout bonus, plus $1.25 million with 10 sacks, which comes to a total of $21.25 million max value in cash. We got that right? Simple?
Yep.
He surrendered $3.6 million in fines because he didn't show up. Right? And he missed out on the $500,000 workout bonus because he didn't show up. Jones can make that $3.5 million back by playing 50% of the snaps this season. Is that for the rest of the games, I'd assume?
Yeah.
Not counting the first one because that would be an interesting different number. Reaching 15 sacks and earning first-team All-Pro with the Chiefs making the Pro Bowl. Those are high stakes.
Yes, they are.
Those are very high stakes and expectations. Mm-hmm. He can earn $2 million more than previously scheduled by winning Defensive Player of the Year and the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, which is a new max value of $23.15 million. What we're saying is the way this was structured was Brett Veach told Chris Jones, okay, we'll give you the ability to get more money, but this has become a scene.
Yeah.
Okay? And Chris Jones said, I just want to get a deal done. Chris Jones gave in here, I would assume.
Yes.
This is not exactly what he was looking for, but he does have the ability to go get more money. So congrats to them on getting it done. Now all eyes are on, is he in shape and ready to go whenever he gets back on the field this weekend?
Glad they got something figured out. Great player. Clearly, their best defensive player was the best D tackle in the league last season. But like you said, I think he did kind of give in and fold it in. We're always on the player side wanting them to get their money. And it's important. Every year, we just saw what happened to A-Rod last night. That happens, obviously, every game where somebody's season can be, done at any play. That's the nature of the game. So you want to see guys, especially that have earned it, get that long, multi-year guaranteed money. But he will be out there on a contract year. So usually when you get players out there on contract years, they have very, very good years. So I'm glad they got something done. And it'd be interesting to see. Those are with the Chiefs. Those incentives in the contract are usually kind of under, like, not likely to be earned. The defensive player of the year. That's literally the language in the deals. But the Kansas City Chiefs have shown, every year they're in the contention. So be interesting to see if he makes those incentives.
I agree. And you said something there about how we want everybody to get paid. I do. We want everybody to get paid all of the money, which is why the Jonathan Taylor situation was so frustrating, because it was very clear that it was a bad business. It was the wrong time to make the move in which he made business was. I think it's going to affect his money long term. I think it's going to affect his money long term from other teams going like, yeah, you did see how he... there was now he's going to get labeled that when that was not what he was at all. This Chris Jones situation, we also were I thought the only move that he made that I did not love was going into the stadium. Yeah. Like, that just looks bad, bad up. Just like hanging out there. And I know it's banner night and wanted to celebrate, but you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Because they're not paying you enough money to be there. And now there's probably a photo somewhere of him watching his team lose. And like, it could be painted in the image of he didn't care, right? That they were not with their best player. And not that that's the case. He's a businessman. He's got to get his money and do what he wants to do that's best for him. But I think that was the only move that I thought was kind of, this is kind of awkward. But maybe that's what led to them talking and getting a deal done. We'll never know. That behind the scenes there might have been a good, let's go shake their hands, an agreement maybe started getting chatted about.
Yeah, like optically it's terrible, but that's probably what the spin zone is, right? Like, yeah, I didn't want to take this deal, but when I saw the team losing and I saw that they needed me that much, David Montgomery had a touchdown, 70 yards right up the middle. I knew I had to come to my senses and go shake their hands.
I was around the fans.
I felt the cheese.
The love.
Yeah, and they didn't have that bank robbing wolf there, so it felt like it was a little bit more positive environment. What's that?
Maybe that's why he didn't play. He wanted to stand in solidarity with the wolf for not being there for the first time. He couldn't do it without him.
Hey, that wolf's going to be in jail a long time.
Long time.
30 years.
Because guess what? The curse has started. They're 0-1 without him.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.